The world is entering one of the most dangerous and uncertain phases in modern history. From economic instability to environmental disasters, and from political division to technological risks, every global system seems to be under stress. What once felt like distant warnings from experts is now becoming part of daily headlines. Food is becoming more expensive, trust in leadership is collapsing, and natural disasters are more frequent and severe. These aren't isolated problems. They are deeply connected signs of a system-wide failure. Economists, scientists, and geopolitical analysts are calling it the early stages of global collapse. It's no longer about whether it could happen. The real question is, how soon, and how bad will it be? In this video, we explore the 10 core pillars collapsing right before our eyes, and how they might reshape our future forever. The global economy is in free fall, and the cracks are no longer easy to hide. Inflation is eating away at people's savings, basic goods are out of reach, and millions are losing their jobs. National debts have soared beyond repair in both rich and poor countries alike, while central banks admit they are out of tools to fix the damage. Currencies are weakening, and international trade is slowing down. Even financial giants are collapsing or being bailed out, creating fear across markets. The middle class is shrinking fast, and the gap between the rich and poor has become a dangerous canyon. Countries are struggling to feed their people, and food riots are becoming more common. From Wall Street to local street vendors, the system is failing. An economic breakdown doesn't just hurt wallets, it shakes the foundations of society. And that shake has already begun. Political systems across the globe are facing unprecedented distrust and dysfunction. Governments are losing control as protests and uprisings increase from Europe to Latin America and Asia. Polarization is so extreme that even basic decision-making has become impossible in many countries. In some places, democracy is collapsing entirely, replaced by dictatorships or military rule. Major global alliances like NATO and the UN are weakening under pressure, as cooperation turns into competition. Superpowers are turning inward, prioritizing self-interest over global stability. Leaders are either too corrupt to act or too paralyzed by division to lead. International diplomacy has become performative, while real problems go unsolved. Geopolitical tensions are rising, and conflict zones are expanding. The collapse of political order is no longer a fear of the future, it is the reality of now. Climate change has moved from being a future crisis to an unfolding catastrophe. Each year breaks new records for temperature, storms, droughts, and wildfires. Entire regions are becoming uninhabitable due to rising sea levels and heat waves. Agriculture is being devastated, leading to food shortages in both wealthy and poor nations. Ecosystems are collapsing as species go extinct at unprecedented rates. Water scarcity is spreading rapidly, and once livable areas are turning into deserts. Climate refugees now number in the tens of millions, and that number is only expected to rise. The planet is reacting to centuries of abuse, and it's reacting fast. From South Asia to sub-Saharan Africa and even parts of Europe, survival itself is under threat. If environmental collapse continues at this pace, no nation, rich or poor, will be safe. And no amount of money will be enough to stop it. Institutions once considered the pillars of civilization are rapidly losing credibility. Governments are viewed as corrupt or incompetent. The media is distrusted by large sections of the population and accused of spreading propaganda or misinformation. Healthcare systems were exposed during COVID-19 as underfunded and unprepared. Educational institutions are outdated, failing to prepare students for the real world. Legal systems are slow, expensive, and increasingly political. Religious and humanitarian organizations face declining influence, marred by scandal and division. The collapse of institutional trust means people no longer look to leadership for solutions. They look to themselves or to dangerous alternatives. This vacuum invites chaos, conspiracy, and extremism. When trust is gone, society loses its glue. And once that happens, collapse isn't far behind, it's inevitable. Technology was supposed to solve our problems, but now it's creating new ones faster than we can manage. Artificial intelligence is replacing jobs and writing code, analyzing defense systems, and even influencing elections, without meaningful oversight. Deepfake technology makes it nearly impossible to distinguish truth from fiction. Cyber attacks can shut down hospitals, power grids, and financial systems within minutes. Social media is fueling division, hate, and misinformation on a scale never seen before. Meanwhile, automation is increasing unemployment, especially in manufacturing and service sectors. The world is addicted to digital tools but unprepared for the risks they carry. One single glitch, one powerful hack, or one rogue AI decision could create chaos across industries. Technological progress without ethical control is a dangerous formula. And we're already deep into that equation. The COVID-19 pandemic revealed how fragile and unequal the global health system really is. Billions of people still don't have access to basic medical care. Mental health crises have exploded in the wake of lockdowns, unemployment, and trauma. Healthcare workers are burned out, underpaid, and leaving their professions in droves. New diseases are emerging faster due to ecological destruction and globalization. Overcrowded cities are becoming breeding grounds for infection, and vaccine inequality continues to put billions at risk. Hospitals in both rich and poor countries are stretched thin. Without functioning health systems, societies cannot respond to any of the other crises. A sick population cannot rebuild, resist collapse, or fight back. Health is not just a personal issue, it's a national security issue. And right now, the shield is cracking. More people are on the move today than at any point in human history. Wars, hunger, poverty, and climate change are forcing millions to flee their homes. Refugee camps are overwhelmed, and borders are tightening in response. Xenophobia and nationalism are rising in many countries, increasing political tension and violence. Cities are overcrowded, housing is unaffordable, and services are failing to keep up. Migration is no longer a short-term emergency. It's becoming a permanent global shift. Host nations are unprepared, both logistically and socially. The struggle for resources creates tension between locals and newcomers. This leads to riots, racism, and policies that only worsen the crisis. If migration continues at this scale, it will reshape the world map, politically, culturally, and economically. The planet's natural resources are being consumed faster than they can be replenished. Oil and gas may be running out sooner than we think, while green alternatives are still underdeveloped. Water shortages are affecting nearly every continent, leading to agricultural collapse and conflict. Critical minerals like lithium and cobalt, essential for modern technology, are being mined at unsustainable rates. As competition for resources intensifies, tensions between countries are escalating. Blackouts and power shortages are increasing, even in advanced nations. Infrastructure is aging and unable to handle modern demand. Without access to energy and water, societies collapse quickly. And without global cooperation, resource wars are almost certain. What happens when the fuel that powers civilization runs dry? Perhaps the most invisible, but dangerous, collapse is happening inside the human mind. Depression, anxiety, addiction, and suicide are rising in all age groups. Loneliness is now considered a global health epidemic. People feel disconnected, purposeless, and overwhelmed by a world they no longer understand. Social media fuels constant comparison, fear, and hate. Trust between citizens is fading, and civil discourse is nearly dead. Communities are dissolving, and identity is fragmented. When people stop believing in their future, they stop investing in the present. Psychological collapse leads to spiritual and moral collapse. A broken society cannot fix a broken world. And right now, we are mentally unprepared for the chaos around us. History shows us that when systems fail, wars follow. Today, the ingredients for conflict are everywhere: political division, food and water shortages, resource competition, and massive migration. Nations are stockpiling weapons and investing in AI-controlled defense systems. The US, China, Russia, Iran, and other global players are moving their pieces quietly, but deliberately. Proxy wars in the Middle East and Eastern Europe are already testing boundaries. If one more conflict breaks out, it could pull the world into a chain reaction we can't escape. World War III is no longer unthinkable, it's a growing possibility. The collapse of diplomacy makes peace more difficult every day. And when diplomacy dies, war usually follows. The signs are no longer hidden. They are on the news, in our streets, and in our own homes. The world as we know it is facing collapse, slowly, system by system, and soul by soul. But collapse doesn't have to be the end. It can be a reset, a wake-up call, a chance to build a better future. The question is, will we listen, or will we keep ignoring the smoke until the fire consumes everything? Now is the time for awareness, action, and courage. Because if we wait any longer, the future will not be something we face, it will be something we survive. The choice is still ours, but not for long. If this video opened your eyes to the reality we're heading towards, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video to support independent truth-telling. Share it with someone who needs to know what's coming. And subscribe for more uncensored, eye-opening insights into the world's most urgent challenges. Because tomorrow might be too late to understand what's collapsing today.